Assalamu alaikum again. Let me get straight to it. So in this one, let me go ahead and get at a little bit of the substance as to why it is that it's not okay for them to bring up Shamar Elkins or Jay Fairfax to try to deflect from foot to what happened with Ashley Janae. Now, the last time I was going in shallow for a reason, and that was to save the depth for this, the part two. And also, I want to give a shout out to S. Jock for coming through in the Cash App. From the bottom of my black heart and from the depths of my black mind, as always. First thing to know is that when they come to you, when they say, well, and then they bring up a deflection. Remember this about the deflection. When Will Smith's wife admitted that she cheated on him, everybody was like, I mean, the sister, the same ones that are now deflecting, tried a deflection back then. They try to bring up, I think her name was Breonna Taylor, if I'm not mistaken, but the lady in Kentucky that got shot on a warrant when they executed it, trying to search for a man that was already in their custody in the first mother cussword place, and shot through a wall and got her. And the funny thing is that the officer that pulled the trigger got in trouble for the one shot he fired that didn't kill her. And the sister were trying to bring this up. Well, that was clearly a white officer killing a black woman. They wanted to bring that same deflection so that we would not look at the fact that a sister was out here straight up disrespecting her husband. Just straight up, right off the bat, disrespecting him. And then trying to dodge accountability while demanding power and authority. She would never give up. And so that's oppression if I ever saw it. And they brought up the same thing, trying to deflect. They wanted us to take our own rights away, so to speak. Ignore them. That's problematic. Here's why it comes down to that. Well, you already know, morally speaking, without me saying much more. But now we're looking at a case where one of them must have, although we just can't prove it was him yet, or the police can't, done her in. There is no other viable suspect. And then they want to turn around and now use the opposite scenario to deflect. So that right there shows that their deflections are inconsistent. The only thing consistent about them is the attempt to dodge accountability. They have power. They have choices. They've got options men don't necessarily have, at least when they start off. And they don't want accountability for them. And even later on, when they still have sexual choices men don't have, though they don't necessarily have choices for commitment that men don't have, they still want to take accountability for the way that they indulge in sex without commitment. They want to avoid accountability while still holding men accountable for the options that men do not have, because that's not how women are. Nia Long, we saw that yesterday. It's all part of the same cycle. I'm not connecting dots that don't exist. I'm connecting dots and lines between things that do exist. All these options, when they're young, they waste them. Get older, okay, let's just hook up and you sign an NDA. That's what Nia Long. Well, what is this about? Dodging accountability. I mean, look who she was talking to as well. It all goes into one mindset. And this is how they have defined themselves culturally. And this is why it is that it's not the same when they bring up these deflections. It's not even something, morally speaking, that they have a right to do. All they're really saying to you is, here, hold this responsibility and do not ask about the rights that have to go along with it. Don't ask for any of the power, the authority, the rights that by definition must come for you to exercise this authority property. You just take the responsibility for it. Therefore, when it goes wrong, it's your fault. When it goes right, it's us. It's to our credit. The other reason is this. Let's not act like Serena did not provoke. Now, I'm not saying that she was trying to provoke him to shoot her. I'm talking about just provoking arguments in general, provoking tension. Let's not act like she didn't do that. So what he did was an overreaction. What Fairfax did was an overreaction to a provocation. It wasn't just completely in a vacuum. And some would say, well, if Joe McCann did it, wouldn't that have been the same thing? Probably not, because you see, Serena and her husband, I think Justin is his name, both were bringing in the bread. Joe McCann wasn't bringing in the bread. So it still ain't the same. Joe McCann was living off her while she faked the funk, talking about a soft life. She was providing a soft life for him. And whenever this argument happened, he must have known that that gravy train was over. So he said, I got nothing to lose. I'm not going to sit up here and just be okay with it and tolerate it. Here, take this L. Literally and permanently. Never to be reversed. This irreversible L. Hold this. And to make matters worse, it ain't a white stepdad that's really making a big fuss out of this. It's a black father. Even now, we are not the same. See, actually, Janae still has a black man that is campaigning for her to get justice from beyond the grave. Nobody, even when really with this, what happens is that the system don't want us to look into any possible provocations that pushed Mr. Fairfax, now gone, because he didn't try to get away with what he did. Or what pushed Shamar Elkins, not because we would sit up and say that these provocations justified it. Black men don't even say that. It's because they don't want us to actually look at these provocations and tell the young boys, listen, this is what the hell you wind up with, a lose-lose situation. They will ruin your mother cuss word life if you get involved with them. They don't want us to tell these young boys that, because that's the whole plan they got. It is to ruin the lives of the black men who love them. That's what the Sistren have, the hyena clan, the matriarchy, the gynocracy. Sometimes it's just purely for selfish reasons. Other times it is purely vindictive. But whatever the case is, not harming you goes against them, goes against their culture. We thought the culture is what we can see beyond the barbershop. It turns out that the culture's been run from within the hair salons. Wherever they are that we aren't is where the culture is really, the so-called culture, the culture is decided. And the rules are made and not written, but spoken. You see, there's a hadith in our religion in which, and many people were there when the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said that if a man and a woman, unrelated and unmarried, are in seclusion together, it's just them, then Satan will become the third person. It's not because he just wants you to get laid, it's because he wants human beings to be unchaste in general. That's why he'll jump in. It may not be Lucifer directly, but it's going to be one of those that works for him. But here's what gets worse about it. This is where things really start to become telltale. That is not the only kind of gathering in which the devil comes up. You get misandrous sistren together without black men, and the devil's there. And very successful, I must add. And this is the motive behind these deflections. They have already decided that the very next time a divester falls victim to her preference, or seems to even, that they're going to turn around and they're going to try to deflect the attention away. They've made that decision early on. So our best bet is to simply refuse to even entertain a notion of any validity of their complaints. Like, no, it's not even morally right for you to try to deflect. Those cases are closed. This one's still open. How's this dude getting, how is McCann getting away with this stuff? Well, because you all are running to them and they're very expert in getting away with offing people. They don't do it recklessly or emotionally or anything. They sit up and calculate it coldly and then execute. And y'all never see it coming. I hope that this helps and explains a lot. As always, thank you for listening. Black heart, black mind, blackout, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual, non-select male power because they don't like it. Black patriarchy until extinction of Judgment Day. And thank you for flying with us again here on Jet Black Air with a phrase. Jet Black is also a verb. Keep Jet Black with us till the wings and the wheels fall off. And go ahead and hit that Cash App button on your way out of the gate. Gender justice forever.
No. There will be darkness. I pray that the ancestors will preserve and protect our tribe and safeguard the past as it was.
Nothing will be as it was ever again. Now, kill him.